What's up? What's up? What's up, friends? Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are we doing, everybody? Mike Worth here. Shalom, shalom. I'm back in the stream seat today. Very excited. We got pretzel radio, deep bass, chill bass on there. Really excited. I've just been out of the loop a little bit. Here, let's get this camera looking good. I've been doing some stuff and yeah, but now I'm back and ready to rock with you guys. Today, we're going to be working on a fun thing. We're going to be making a jelly donut, but a very special jelly donut called a Sufganiyah. And here, I'll write that for you all so you can see. See here, it's Sufganiyah. And they're a fun thing. They're not your average jelly donut. You're not going to be able to really get this at Dunkin' Duo if you really trying. But maybe in New York or something, or Miami. But these are made kosher bakeries and mom and pop scenarios that are in cities that have large Jewish populations, right? And not. So they're real great looking donuts, and they're big, puffy, and they're fried, which is super good, and they're sugary, and then like full of jelly. So yeah, today we're going to be working on this thing and making that and creating all the things that I create. So, all right, let's do it. All right, we got pretzel radio in the house, rocking and rolling. We're making jelly donuts, right? So that's great. We should totally be doing that. All right, so it's called Sufganiyah. Got it? And if you have a few, that's called Sufganiyot. And let's get started here. All right, so we're going to change my background color to be a nice Mike Worth blue, right? We always want to make the what we're doing my signature blue background. So here, signature. I just like this blue. All right, we're going to make it dark. And this is my at night series stuff that I'm always doing. So if you've watched before, you've seen that I've done some stuff, and we always do things at night. All right, but yeah, here's a picture of Sufganiyot, right? Look at how good these are. I mean, they're just, jelly donut, confectioner's sugar on top, and they inject it, right? And once it kind of comes out the top, that's great. So we got a lot of different textures and things going on in here that'll be fun to draw. And yeah, we're going to do this like shine and stuff that you see that's on the donut itself. So yeah, really excited. All right. So say what's up in the chat. Let us know that you're here if you're with us. I am Mike Worth, and man, it's donut time. So let's do some donuts, okay? This camera's killing me here. Give me some focus, love. Here we go. Hey. Cool. As we get into this more, we're gonna get better equipment. That's just how it goes. Okay, so back in the saddle here. Couple things too. I have gotten now these tips, so I'm really excited about having these tips on here. It really helps with my drawing, and as I move around the canvas, it's just like before it was like I was drawing on ice skates, and I can't do that. That's just not me. So okay, here we go. We are gonna start this out, and all right, yeah, we want to think about drawing our donut, and I'm thinking about some colors that like my donut might be, and kind of a goldish brown. As the donut cooks, it starts to get that nice baked good look, and that's what we want. Okay, and then the other side, we want to use like something like that. A little more on the orange side. So like, that's too orange. So those are like the two colors that like the outside part of the donut that gets the frying, and then like the puffing part, you'll see there's like a little ring. The donut like literally puffs and gets fat, and then that part in the middle like stretches. So it's really good. All right, so what we'll do is we're going to take the outer color or the more golden burnt color. We like that. And we're going to think about, really where we're going to place this. And yeah, I was thinking earlier, like maybe I'll do it like more from like a top view, but like you got to see it from the side. Like it's really important that like you see the Sufganiyah from the side, because it does, like it says, it does get that like puff. So here yeah, dope. Okay. All right, so that's the jelly top. And like I said earlier, there's kind of like this band that runs around it where there's like a clear top and then this middle jam and then like another bottom part. So color wise, we jump back to the images we were looking at before, the reference, right? You can see that we've got, let's get a nice clear shot of one, if there is one with all the color. Well, kind of good. You can see here on this close-up blurry one even, there's that middle part where the cake separates, right? And it's fluffy and puffy and all that good stuff. Yeah. All right. So we got pretzel radio going on here. We did connect it up with some Twitch, and yeah, it seems to be posting links in the chat, which I guess is a Nightbot no. So we'll keep an eye on that. But if you got something to say, if you're with us, y'all, and you're saying hello, please do it, because this has been great to jump on Twitch and do this here with y'all. So this is fantastic. All right. The other thing I want to do today is I want to think about like just putting a big bite into this thing. Right? Just scrumptious. So we're going to like carve out this section here and just give it a little more bite space. There we go. And then by doing that, if we were to do that, we would actually, here, let me get the eraser now. We would actually rupture the side. That's the hope, is that you take a big enough bite right into the side, and that you'll then rupture the dough and then the jelly. Yeah. Oh, brush. Another little jelly deposit right here. We won't go so big on it. Yeah. Sweet. Okay. So, so far, so good is like a little check on this. And yeah, it's a really simple shape. It's a really simple dessert, but it's like amazingly good, amazingly just satisfying. So, okay. So we love to have donuts on Hanukkah. Why? All right. So Hanukkah is all about rededication and using oil, right? So oil is the central theme in Hanukkah, right? This is the super skinny explanation. So in order to extend the metaphor of oil, right, and the sacred oil that's in the Hanukkah, the menorah, the candles, we eat oily food. So things that are fried are oily, right? So you got this donut. There's also latkes, right? Potato latkes. They're not the best looking. They're not even really great to draw. I was looking at one the other day thinking, I should do a latke. But I don't think I'm gonna. It just looks like a pile of stuff, shredded stuff. But, who knows? Maybe we need to get there. We need to like push it and make it happen. And then, of course, this is an at night piece. So we're going to add a little moon here. I realized that like my at night series is really just starting to look like a series of South Carolina flags with like different Jewish items on them that are just like, because if you've ever seen the South Carolina flag, I live here in North Carolina, so it's right next door. Fixing the camera again. That the South Carolina flag has there we go. Has that crescent moon, right? The Fort Moultrie flag, as they call it. Cool. All right, so let's see. So we want to do that. We're going to do let's do a couple stars here. Yeah, we'll do like one. I used to always put like one behind. All right, and my horizon. Let's see. Yeah, I like how that points. So yeah, well, that's such a low horizon. I run out of star space. Are you ready for star time? All right, cool. We might make 2 of these, I'm thinking here, because we've got the single thing and that's dope, but we might make 2 of these just to like play with the composition. So one thing I want to just state today is that we are working with a high resolution canvas today. Okay. So if we go to the dimensions area, we can see that I made the physical width 24, physical height 18, which is the target size for the canvas prints that I like to make and sell. So today's piece is going to turn into a canvas print. So if you're looking for a Hanukkah gift, right, and you want something Judaica but non-traditional, your dude, right, your Achitov right here is here to say that I'm going to make you a donut, or we're going to make 2 donuts. We're going to make 2 donuts like that stack on one another. I think that's going to be like really the bomb. That's going to work out really well. So what's up, y'all? Say what's up. Mike Worth here, rocking, about to get this going. But here's the thing, by using high res like this, I have to keep my project down to 2 layers and limit it to 2 layers. That's the kind of the rub. So you have to get creative with how you paint while you do this. You got to be really kind of like, how would I describe it? Precise. You got to plan things out a little bit more. You can't just kind of make as many layers as you want and move it all around. But neither here nor there. We got a high res dock, which means at the end of this on my iPad, we're going to be able to output this and then upload it to the Mike Worth Art store, right? The Judaica store, which we're going to have a Hanukkah sale soon. So you better get out there and get on it. All right. And then just thinking about, let me just make sure here. Yep. We're in the sketch layer. There we go. Okay, cool. All right. So yeah, I thought maybe, about doing a second donut, but then also maybe like including some Hanukkah stuff, right? Because I have like this little space here, and I have this like very giant donut, clearly. So, maybe we can include a Hanukkah somewhere in the mix here, right? And make this Sufganiyah like giant, just a surreally giant donut. Okay, yep, and then put my signature there. I think this is how this will end well. We're going to add some like shine and stuff in this, the jelly area. We're going to make that glisten and glow, and we're going to do all sorts of fun stuff to make this thing really feel strong. So, yeah. All right. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. Cool. So we are about to make this thing occur. I'm just checking the chat. We got our super consistent follower. What's up, super consistent follower? You are amazing. You always jump on. Apologies for last week. I wasn't feeling up to it. Today I'm close to feeling up to it, but I'm pushing. So I decided let's do a jelly donut because it's like really just a ton of fun. All right, let's do it. Okay, so I've got my my jelly donut here, and let's see. I want to start to now think about making fills. So I think I can bring that in. Yep, it looks like then I can make that pretty orange. We're gonna get a couple of different tones of this. This is like a very orange, but it's all good for now. We're just kind of really, I'm dragging in these color blocks to just help me, get the feel of this thing. And it looks like a burger. It's got a really funny shape, but it's all good. These things are pastries that, like we said, they puff up when they get heated. And we love the shape, whatever shape they take. They are just so good and tasty. So, yeah, if you've ever had a Sufganiyah before, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But if you've never had a Sufganiyah, it is a different kind of jelly donut than you're thinking. And if you're like, I'm not a jelly donut fan, you might become one, like, as a result of, it's that stinking good. So, okay, just getting these, getting that balanced up. What I love about doing, a sketch drawing first and then before getting in there and doing it is it really lets me, kind of understand what lines I want and what lines I don't want. And I can't know the ones I don't want unless I make them. And yeah, this is going well. Okay, so I'm just helping. Oh, nope, don't want to erase that. I want to paint that. I'm just trying to fill in all these areas as if, you know, they were just painted and just thought of. So we got Pretzel Radio, Pretzel Rocks in the house. It keeps bombing the chat with the track, so if you want to check out the track, do that. My Nightbot is a little upset, but it's all good. It is the music, the theme provided today. Pretty cool. Here, let's get a little sound on there. There we go. Yes. So yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. A little two-step there. Oh man, I used to love going to the Limelight Club in New York City. Just the Limelight, and it was on 23rd and 8th, I think, 8th Avenue, 23rd Street, and maybe 21st, I forget. It was really close to where I was living at the time, and you know, I knew a lot of the DJs and stuff as I was starting to go there, so I could just go on a different night and, you know, check out like what all was what. And yeah, two-step caught my attention. I was excited about two-step. I was introduced to it in college, and I think Craig David was like the first two-step artist, and the Artful Dodger was like the first. It was called Garage, and I used to go into the city with a friend, and we'd go to a garage club, and they would play two-step, and it would be really fun. It was like I really liked at the time drum and bass, so it felt like a very like stylized, chilled drum and bass, because it was still very technical, like drum and bass is, and fast and rhythmic, but it was laid back, and I think like not as aggressive as drum and bass is, right? Drum and bass is like kind of like speed metal of electronic music, which is why I love it. I mean, it's so, you could just like pick up something you're doing and that music just takes over. You know, I'm sure you have a music that you love that really lets you kind of get into the mood, and just like, you could do anything. I mean, you can go work out, you can, you know, clean something that you need to clean that you don't want to clean. You can just like get stuff done. I've just always liked that about drum and bass, and the beats are cool. And then I watched like a documentary about the most famous break beat in drum and bass, which is the Amen Brother, which is a old gospel song, I think. Gosh, I can't remember the original creators of the Amen Brother song, but you'll hear it, like, if you look up Amen Brother breakbeat, you'll see there's like they teach you about all the different songs and everything that have used it, and how like jungle first and then like drum and bass really made it their own, you know? It's like how if you like hip hop, it's how like New Orleans bounce music really, like, it's based on the Triggerman loop that's probably most famously in the Usher song. Put you on a flight. I don't remember the name of that song, and I'm so sorry, I'm terrible. Please remind me if you know. But when that song breaks down, you hear do 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 do, which is the with the 808 beat, which is a drum machine, and the TR-808. but that song is like the foundation of bounce music. So if you've ever heard a bounce artist, excuse me, like Big Frida is like a DJ Jimmy, a classic New Orleans. But yeah, you know, Hot Boys and stuff used, Lil Wayne uses the Triggerman beat, and you know, Manny Fresh is really the wonderful creative genius who is responsible for that, for really kind of bringing that in and into the pop scene, but really like DJ Jimmy, the Triggerman. Oh man, the Showboys, that was the group that put that out. Showboys are from New York, and all they had was an 808 drum machine. And if you've not ever heard an 808 drum machine, you actually have a lot. It's like in almost every song. Yada 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 yada, like that. Like that's that beat, that is 808. Super fresh, skippy, you know, like always on time. I mean, that's a Japanese drum machine that came out in like 1978. So, yeah. All hail the drum machine. I mean, it's defines, man, entire genre. Ooh, it's getting a little deep. It's getting a little deep here as we work on the donut. And yeah, we're just enjoying the show here. Checking out as I do the fill on the Sufganiyah. Super cool. I'm gonna switch over here to a little track. Sorry, we'll play a little DJ here, but it's a lot of lyrics I'm hearing today. It's throwing me off here. So I want to make sure that we're focused. It's just you and I here, right? Just us. That's what it's all about. Y'all can listen to Pretzel Radio on your own, but we are here to make a donut. Mike? Donut or go home. Yeah. All right, we'll carve that out better. Cool. This is starting to come together. Looks like a spaceship. Look, maybe one that crash landed. I like that. So. All right. So we got these things going so far. And I have my other color saved in my secondary color right there. And what I'm gonna do now is close that. I can drag in and drop that into that area, which is gonna become that lighter area, right? And then we'll do, drag it again. Get the chewy part. Uh-oh, what happened? What happened to my feel? Something's up. Yeah. I've got the color. What? It's weird. It's not showing the color. Okay, well, we got it here, so let's... No, we don't. Very strange. Okay. Not sure what happened, folks, but we're going to go to the color history here, which is really handy, and see if we can't fix it. Okay, there we go. That's working better now. Good morning, everybody. Mike Worth here. Say what's up in the chat. We got alerts working. Yay! We figured it out. We got the VCR to stop blinking 12. We got alerts working. Y'all, this morning I am working on a wonderful thing. This is it. The Sufganiyah, which is a jelly donut like none other you've ever had that you eat specifically on Hanukkah. And Hanukkah's coming up, so this is all top of mind right now. But we are working on creating our own Sufganiyah and setting it in a canvas print here. It's going to be Sufganiyah at night. So, all right, I've marked out my areas that look really good. I might need to cut that a little more here. Yeah, I think so. Now that I'm looking at it, right, there wouldn't be a line here, so this would connect. And all this will get shaded and fixed and all that and everything. All right, let's really think now about like a serious bite. There we go. Yep, I'll leave a little edge of that orange there. A little orange edge. Dope. All right. Yeah. Okay. And then we're going to get like a nice jelly color. We're going to have fun with that. It's just there. Again, just for a placeholder. It's not a permanent thing or whatever yet. I am going to paint some highlights on there and everything and really have fun with that jelly. So we just got the basics down right now. Okay. So we can start to think about a couple things like the background. So I'm looking here, and because I'm working in a high-res document, I'm only allowed to use 2 layers. That's the limitation of something like Procreate on the iPad, right? It's not a full computer, so you don't have massive hardware and hard drive space to make all this happen. So one day it'll be better, and I get a better iPad, and that'll be better. But I'm working in 2 layers. So what I'm going to show you is really how to work in 2 layers. Be smart. Think about like working in real life, where you're going to start at the back and work your way to the front. So, okay, good deal. Okay, next I'm going to make a new layer and drag that to the back. And I'm going to go find a special brush. So here I've got my special brush palette, okay? And this is like all the stuff that I use like all the time. And here are a couple of custom ones, a couple of preset default ones that are already built into Procreate. But I really like this one, the Flowfield brush shader. So if you know my work, like boom, we're gonna add a big old Flowfield in here, and that'll make it really interesting, a lot of fun. Okay, welcome everybody. Say what's up if you're joining us here. If you just if you've been sticking with us, awesome. But say hello in the chat. Ask questions, right? All that good stuff. We're excited to engage and connect. And yeah, so we're going to use this custom brush, Mike's Flowfield Shader. And I'm going to change this to actually, let me go back here, get the color of the background. And then I'm going to find a color that's just like slightly lighter. Okay, slighter. And I'm going to get my brush going, make sure I'm at full opacity. And let's just check the size. How we're going to work on it here. Yeah, let's see. Ooh, nice. Okay, so you guys can see that in the background. It's pretty low contrast, so I'm going to make the color a little more intense. It will be on a background layer, so if I decide later that I want to change that, I will. But no, that looks really good, actually, the contrast on that. Let's see the playback. There it is. That looks good. But you know what? Just for safety, I'm going to go up a slight more, like 6%. I think that's going to be the jam. All right. Boom. So the way I like to work this out is I'm going to use this Flowfield to start to make the shapes of the things, because I'm not actually going to draw the moon, right? It's like it's an object that's in my piece, but it's not the subject of the piece. So I'm not going to draw it like I'm spending time on the donut. I'm going to actually make a shape out of these flow digits right here, right? So like all those little flow bits are what I want. And I'm going to make here a circle. Thinking these bits are a little, like the brush is a little bit on the big side, but it's not terrible. All right, the wash is done. And we got some chanting monks today on Pretzel Radio. Wow, This has been like a morning of feeling. Okay. Love it. Love. Oh, power and passion. That's all I ever ask for. All right. So what I'm doing here is I'm, plotting out the stars and things like that. I think we'll do like a star, like on the horizon here. Yeah, we'll just add one. There wasn't one set for that, but we made it so. We did it. We made it so. All right. So good layout so far of all the goodies. This is going pretty good. And after I lay out these items, right, and here I'll actually do this. I'll kind of reinforce some of this as if it's. So I'm in the sky. This is been my thing lately. I'll make the flow field be flat, like just two-dimensional, real simple. But once I put it on this ground, I like to make it kind of oval and squash, so that way it looks like it's flat. So I'm pushing the perspective a little bit by messing with those elements. And I think I'm going to put the menorah here. I like it there. Cool. All right, good. So some of these things are going to disappear. We don't need to keep any of these elements so much anymore. That's not necessary. And yeah. Okay. So once I get this going here, I'll jump onto the top. Actually, I can stay with it right now while I'm painting and feeling the flow. So what I want to do now is start to look at these elements that I've laid out and see that, like, oh, well, there's that circle element here. So I get that. And then this moon-shaped element, all that stuff. But now I got to start filling in the in-between. So the way the in-between works is like this. So they go perpendicular to things. Oh, yeah. All right, we're feeling the cosmic sitar this morning here. I love it. This is like the most serious I felt about a donut. Especially a Sufganiyah. Sufganiyah is so sweet and so rich that sometimes I just think of like the feeling of the sugar crash after having those. So if you can get your hands on like a low sugar one, they're with like some stevia, that's a good move right there. Ooh, I love it. A little tabla. Okay. So what I'm really thinking about now is just like filling in all of these inner channels, these little in-between areas here, and how I want this to kind of feel like it's radiating with the pattern. So that's what I do is when I establish the background pattern is I'll look for ways to reinforce the shapes. And if the shapes are doing what they need to do, well, then that's rocking, right? Meaning if they, that looks like a center point of something. I wonder, like that's what I'm hoping for. There's no like real rhyme or reason. What I'm looking for is just good distribution of the elements across the space, even spacing, creating highlight and interest. Obviously the subject is the donut itself. So thinking about how the donut is really being like the primary is my job. And that this stuff is here to support it, right? Give it context, to lend some information to like, why are we looking at the donut, Mike? Because the donut's amazing, okay? The donut is special. The donut is ancestral. In this case, we get to Homer Simpson the rededication, right? Which is what is remembered on Hanukkah. If you've never celebrated Hanukkah before, it's awesome. It is not Christmas, y'all. It's not even close. It gets the equivalency because of the time of year. But what would I say it is? It's kind of like V-Day right? Like a victory day. There's military story in it that has, the Jewish people as heroes, where their space was stolen and desecrated with other items, right, from another culture. Another culture came in and said, hey, they were actually Hellenistic. So they were Greek God believers. And, yep, they were ancient Hellenist Assyrians. And while they came and took over the temple, they left a bunch of things around. So when the Judah Maccabee and Hashmonai, I forget Hashmonai's name, the two families that led the revolt on Hanukkah. So yeah, Hanukkah's about freedom. It's about liberating yourself from a captor. And that's it. It's a lesson learned every year, over and over again. It's not perfected, it's learned. And I think that is why Hanukkah is important, because, understanding your own freedom is something. We have Passover to think about a first generation of freed slaves, just how they went through existence in Exodus. And Hanukkah, not written in the book of Maccabees, is a much different story about freedom. Different topic. Yeah. So this donut has, it's a donut. It's, the flavors, the senses, it triggers all that. And it makes you think. It makes you connect to things that are bigger than your own existence. And that's cool. That's just cool. That's something every human being needs in their own way. So I got all this flow, right? So my night scenes are always like, they allow for just crazy illumination. I'm all about like these funky light shows. I mean, already we got something kind of crazy going on here. So if, that's it, right? This is all about creating non-traditional Judaica, right? To take these things that, if you're exposed to them daily, that you're very used to them, right? They're commonplace. If you've never seen them before, hey, welcome. Check these things out, right? I'm here to be your Andy Warhol closed caption, pop art creator, but also to extend things and talk about energy, right? And flow. I'm working here on my Flowfield background. Here, we'll turn the donut layer off for a second. You can see like kind of what's manifested as a result of it. And boom, there it is back, right? So this is going to be the supporting background. I had put, a very dark blue background into the space, and that's nice. But here I now created this like crazy active energy space on top. Okay, so I'm purposefully stopping here because when I do, I gotta fill in these little spots here. My grain for this is a little big. It did help me get it done quicker, but it's doesn't give me as much control as I'm used to. This is a brush I created, so I like it to kind of do its specific things. But yeah, it's all right. It's all right. It's doing good. It's creating little pockets and openings and things like that. Just a little different than what I'm used to, but all good. So yeah, here's that brush. This is Mike's Flowfield Shader. You can see it's made of a pre-drawn little rice grain that has a little bit of soft edge, and it does this random distribution of things. Let's see. Oh, that's scatter rotation. That's too much. Yeah, it's in a good spot. I don't want to mess with it too hard. But that's one of my brushes, and then I have another one that's an outliner that I really like, and that's pretty good. So yeah, y'all, this is a Sufganiyah, right? A Hanukkah Jelly Donut. Say that again. Yes, out loud. It is a Hanukkah Jelly Donut that I have been eating since I'm a little kid, and oh man, my teeth just start hurting thinking about it because you just want so many of them. They're so good. Okay, so here's why I stopped here, was that at my horizon line now, I have to start to think about the flow field not as flat, but now it's started to tilt because it's going to be on the floor, right? I'm creating the ground and the landscape, right? The ground and then the sky, essentially. So what I want to make sure of is that I'm reinforcing that with this pattern. This is a minimal illustration, so it's stylized. It needs to have information in it that communicates this idea of, that there's space and illusion and light. So, okay, so here's what we'll do. I'm going to then do these like kind of little meandering jams like this, and then boom, bump into the thing. So notice what I'm doing here is I'm not doing circles like this anymore. I'm doing more meandering S's and ovals, right, on the ground. I want that to be like the way that this all goes down. So, yep, I'll just start a new oval here. Yeah, these get chunky fast. There we go. I got better control if I go inwards versus outwards. You can see as you first put the pen down, it has to make a few choices about what it wants to do. There we go. So do you see now how like when I squash that part, it starts to look like the ground, and that's exactly what I want. Okay, this is a very, like I said, very stylized drawing. So with my style, I got to have the aspect of naturalism that helps us go, oh, this scene feels real, or there's realistic aspects to it, right? I know it's not aesthetically real, but there is light and shadow, there is perspective, right? There's those things that make us feel comfortable, right? Like we could participate in this space. It doesn't feel like things are floating or flying or weird, I still have to, mind you, I'm going to paint the ground to be a little bit darker and just kind of tone that down somewhat. That's really my move coming up. But right now, I want to, before I do anything, is just reinforce, like I said, the fact that this space is ground, right, and flat. So, doing it. Yeah, loving this ambient from Pretzel Radio. Let's say amphibious zoo music. What can go wrong with that? Floating with your turtle homies. Word. So this is actually like the most fun part for me, is to like come in here and just do all these, I got a real dream one day that like I'm going to have this awesome solo show and I'm going to paint an entire room this way and make you bug out. Just make it flow around you, like just endless flow. Like that's the whole thing, is I love to show the hidden energy in things. When you move your hands quickly, you stir up particles in the air. You only see that when the particles are visible, but most particles in the air are invisible. So we don't get to appreciate that all the time, like through all of our emotions. So the work that I've been doing, I really want to show all of the like intense motion and flow that would be normally around, but that's invisible to now be visible. That's what I love doing here. So y'all, we've had a couple people pop in, pop out. Say what's up in the chat if you're just joining us. We love new folks. We're back on the stream, you know what I mean. I was out for a couple days, and now I'm feeling better, so I'm back in the mix. And we're doing a Hanukkah Jelly Donut, to put it simply. But a Sufganiyah is the object that we're creating here, right? So we're working on some non-traditional Judaica. Really good stuff. And it's just about to be Hanukkah. So if you've not gotten somebody a Hanukkah gift and they're like a, special person to you, and let's say they like art, well, I would suggest you jump over to my shop. Hit it, right? Check out what I got. Anytime I make a stream, I will post that stream, the work of that stream. If I do a print, I'll get it up on my website. So y'all can click through to that and check out the things there. But sometimes I will make like animated GIFs and t-shirts and other items. So those are things that, you won't necessarily get to, like the GIF you won't purchase, but you might use. So, yeah, we're going to do a Hanukkah GIF coming up soon. We're going to do like a menorah, animated menorah, which I think will be a lot of fun. And yeah, the gift game's going strong. Been fun working with clients to really elevate brands. I never thought I'd be like animating like that. I was really into animation and wanted to do broadcast design when I was a young 20-something and looking for my first real big job. Almost got into it as well, but was a finalist as a candidate for a news station, but ultimately was not the chosen one. It was funny, the person who did get the job, I later worked with teaching. So I'm kind of glad maybe I didn't jump into that area, because it's allowed me to do some stuff, like not in the commercial sense where I'm very obligated to. I could work on things of my own, like doing this type of Jewish art. All right, good deal. So what we want to look at now is, I want to find, there it is, my soft brush. I'm going to push that color back. Actually, let me get the background color. Okay. All right, and I'm still in the background layer. And this is a good brush. You can come in here, lower the opacity. You can see here, it's lowered, and then make it real big. And you'll see that you can like lay down nice soft shadow. Yeah. Cool. So just giving this thing a little bit of life. Okay. I'm gonna go a little darker just because like right here we'll probably have some special shadow. There we go. Cool. All right. I'll just bring this out. Cool. And I'm also just going to kind of vignette this. Ooh, it's a little too heavy, actually. Okay. All right. Looking good, right? I don't want to go too hard. I just want it to be a subtle mention that like, hey, and then we're going to add shading and light to the donut itself, and then all the other things that are like on side of it, right? So that's going to be awesome. All right. But we still have some work to do in the background before we get crazy with it. So what I am going to do real fast is I'm going to start painting stars, okay? So earlier I was using that light blue to work with things. Let me come up here some. I actually want to find like this color. It's like a neutralized, this is the color that if we were to mix gold, yellow, and blue, like we're about to, together, that is going to turn into that neutral earth tone, right? That brown, that cocoa. The reason I want to use this, and we're going to go back to the Flowfield brush, is because I want to put yellow on top of this. And if I put yellow on top of this, it's going to be very contrasty. So what I like to do is lay down. Oh, that's full color. I can't do that. There we go. Is this, okay? Because it's kind of yellow, and it also is semi-transparent. So it's going to take into account some of that blue that's underneath it. Okay. Ooh, let me make sure I'm in the background layer. Cool. And this like helps me just develop my shine a little bit, so that when I do lay yellow on here, it's going to look like, oh, there's a foundation for it. And that's exactly what I want to make happen here. So let's come in and just get this stuff going for all my stars. And I want to start in the middle. Okay, so it's our top star right there. Here's our little behind the scenes star, or behind the donut star. Nice. Yep. And that just like very subtly allows me to make that stuff radiate a little brighter than what it's been doing. Oh, and then here, right, I had a star that I wanted to do here. And I'm kind of doing halvesies on that because I am going to put what's called there. I'm going to put some shading on that horizon. You'll see when all that occurs. Okay. All right. Dope. Now what I can do is I can shift to and get like a nice bright golden yellow here. Okay. Still with the light touch. I have the low opacity on right now. I don't want to push that too hard. Here's what we're going to do. Yep. That is intense, so we're going to take it down some. Good. Okay. That's what I want. Because it's like just there. And do you see how that brown color, the neutralized blend between the two, you see how that now like really supports what's going on? That's why I did that. And I'll put yep. Okay. Dope. Okay. Dig it. Just touching those interiors somewhat. And then this will allow me now to go into that top layer, turn on the eraser real quick. And yeah, I can just get rid of these little star drawings that I did earlier just to indicate where stuff was. Bye-bye moon. It's just sketch. Just helps me do the layout. And I know that's where I wanted it, so that's where I'll paint it. Right? And then I've got my horizon line there as well. So we're going to do this real quick. We're going to jump to the background layer. Here, take a look at what this is starting to look like without it. Funky. Wow. Okay. Right, see it with it. It's just a donut. It's just terrible. Can't do that. You got to have the flow. Okay. We're going to turn on the selection ribbon. Okay, and what we're going to do is trace that horizon line real fast, and then come down and around and make just like a big selection box. Doesn't need to be massive, but just big enough that we could like paint in there with a soft brush. So cool. We turn that on. We're on the background layer. We wanted to just make sure of that. And then we really want like a light blue here in this case. Just something that kind of catches the moonlight a little bit. There we go. Okay. Big soft brush. Okay. Now, here, watch, I can turn that off. You'll see it's not going to affect the donut at all. And this allows me to paint in, you see that? A little much there on that side, but yeah, especially over here where there's going to be all that light. Okay, what this is doing is, in the world of landscapes, this is called atmospheric shading, right? So what I'm doing, I'll turn that off now, is I just added some highlights to kind of show that like this thing is in like a space, in a place. And that's how that goes. So yeah, we'll keep playing with it. It's not perfect. I'm going to fix my shadow. But I just wanted you to see how that gets laid in. And then now I can, inside of my top layer, I can just get rid of these orange lines. And you'll see now, because I get rid of the orange lines, it shows, and I use the mask, it shows that there's a horizon edge. And that's what I want. Okay. Oh. Nobody take a bite out of my donut. Rough edge there. Just cleaned it up. Luckily it's a donut, so it doesn't need to be perfect. Just needs to taste perfect. That's it. Okay. So far so good. We've got the colors laid in. Yep, we got the Flowfield background going. The textures are popping. It's just doing good so far. Doing good. And just making this sky come together. One thing I like to do, I usually do it towards the end, but we'll do it now. Let's go to elements. Here we go. Cool. And then these clouds. I really like to put in some expressive clouds, especially on that background layer. Here we go. Just to like, helps tint the sky a little bit. Right, it's like these stars wouldn't be crystal perfect. They would be a little bit far away. Okay, yeah, just right here. Nice. So just adding a little bit of those now helps us kind of create a little bit of dimension in there. And that's all I'm doing is I'm just kind of tamping down like what I had already done. Yeah, see, so that moon's now tucked away. Let's get in here a little bit. Just don't want that to overpower a little bit. There we go. Nice. Okay, so since we got this to a good spot, the background where we're working back to front, we can start to think about now this donut and getting it to look the way we want it to look. So here, let's just take a quick breather break here and let's look at a real one. So here is from, what is this? The Nosher. I love this website. And there's a case. Oh, just pure food lust right here of Sufganiyah, right? Sufganiyot, which is many. So it's a super nice jelly donut, and we're trying to get that, that golden brown top, and then the nice cakey yellow side. We'll get the white texture on top. That'll be fun to do, and then the jelly, of course, right? So we just want to start to think about and control these different areas. Okay, so. All right, I'm just eyeballing real quick some of these like derivative colors that I'll want to use in my piece. So here we'll open up the palette here real fast. Okay, let's eyedropper that and make sure that that's in here, and then eyedropper this. I only started really using this palette this way like recently. Was to like, make it so that I could just keep track of my colors, because I was losing colors and trying to go back and fix them, and then it was ruin them, and it was just like, oh yeah. So I don't want to do that to myself anymore. No more. None of that. Okay. All right. So in doing so, what? Oh, nice. There's a bunch of goodies here. But anyway, looking at these here, let's go to not the value here, harmony. Good. So there is all these different color methods that you can turn on inside of Procreate. So you'll see these different color systems that you can build and things like that. So analogous is really good. So these are like the analogous nearby colors of that brown. And you'll see as you move this around, they float with you. So you can always find the analogous colors, and you can see how like dimensionally they are always going to stay within that reasonable space up there and everything. So like that's pretty freaking cool. Yeah. So anyway, let's see. That's a good color. Make sure that gets in there. And let's just punch this up a little bit. Get a couple more, good baking colors. Yeah, cool. And a lot of the goodness is going to happen. I'm going to be using that Flowfield brush inside of the texture. Not only do I get it on the outside, but I'm going to get it on the inside as well. So, all right, here we go on the top stuff. I got my menorah to still work on here. Let's. We don't need that. I know I'm going to sign it later. Cool. All right, but looking at this layer here, tap it, and then I can do select. Okay, and what you'll see here is that it does like a selection of all the live pixels that you have going on in the space. So that's great. When you're working in the, what would you call it? The high-res environment, that's what you would call it. And you only have a few layers. Working this way really, really helps improve your game, right, the way it's going. Okay, so cool. Now what I can do is I can start to paint this thing and start to look at like, all right, I got a couple of good colors in here. I know I also need like a shadowy color of that brown. So that'll serve me well. All right, and then let's start to play with textures and things. There's a bunch of good textures in here. Oh yeah, it's good stuff. Tessellated. Curlwong. Ooh. Signet. Yeah, let's try Signet. That sounds good. Okay. So, thinking about this donut here. All right, well, the way it stands right now is I can do an overall selection. All right, and you can see I can just paint this whole thing like at once. But that's not where I want to be yet. Okay, that's, eventually we'll lay down some shading and shadow like that, but that's not exactly where we want to be yet. So what we want to do, actually, turn off that selection. We're going to turn the ribbon back on. We're going to use the automatic setting instead of the layer-based setting. Layer-based setting is really handy, though. Boom, look at that. I can tap, and I get all of that color selected at once. So then what I do, if I turn that on, you can see, well, now everything that I was doing before is isolated to be right in that space. That's amazing. Okay, so it's just a isolated selection. Right, but even still, this isn't yet what I'm dying to do. Okay, here it is. We're going to Mike's palette, and we're going to use the Flowfield brush again, and we're going to use these guys to start to create texture on this thing. Like that, right? You see how what I'm getting at here? All right, we don't want to use this like overly. What am I saying? Of course we want to use it overly. This is my work. Jesus. Sorry. Moses. Not good either. Okay, so I'm really, what I'm trying to do with these patterns here is like define areas. And then I'll show you here what I'm going to do. Is I'm going to then switch it up. And then work on this side, right? So you see now how I'm going to keep the continuity of the flow field, but I'm going to just use different colors now. So I'm creating these little dimensional pockets, facets, right, essentially, to this. I'll have one more to put in here, one more color. But right, this would be, I can even blend those together, you know, start to like cut in on some of those areas. But like I said, I did have another color I wanted to bring into the mix here. Let's do the parts I want to do first. All right, Dan. Okay, so what I want to do is get the base color, which is where we started, and then we're going to do something just slightly below that. Slight. It's a little too slight. A little more on the slight side. Good. What? Is it just too slight? I just don't want to ruin it. Yeah, we need something more on the orangish yard. Let's get there. Here we go. Let's go up the orange cycle here. Let's see. Oh, I think that's going to be nice. Let's get that in there. Yeah, cool. So, you know, so as long as your color palette, right, you're distributing the color evenly, it's sitting where you want it to sit. That's the important part, is let that be the way, right? So I'm trying to distribute this orangish tone somewhat, because I've got yellows in here, browns. I want those to just all start to kind of medley together and feel like a, you know, like a surface. You can see I'm even cutting into some of these other facets. It just helps all that move around. Cool. All right. It's starting to look like a bagel. That's all right. That's all right. Okay, so I like this. This is doing what it needs to. So here, I'll turn off that selection now. So you see that all that stuff got isolated into that locale, which is really great. Now we can do the same thing, but do it for like the bite portion, right? And then the puff out part that gets lighter where the dough separates. All right, let's turn that on and get a good color connection to that. Here, like I said, we'll go a little bit darker. Okay. Okay. We'll shade that to make it look cave-like soon. All right, and then we'll go up to the right there. Oh, push it. Yeah, I want the creamy tones. There we go. And this is like I'm laying down all this texture here. But I will be able to shade this once I got it in place. You know, once I do the overall type of thing. It's gonna look really good. Okay, so textures are in, right? You can see. Cool. What the heck is it? It's a donut. maybe depends if what you call a donut. It's a jelly donut. Sufganiyah. Okay. So good. It's coming together. What do we want to try here now? All right, let's try so we'll go to the layer, and we'll click on the layer, and we'll do select. Okay, and you'll see then it's going to like select everything inside that layer space, which is what we want, right? That's really good. So we can start to do our highlights and our shades now, as well as the powder, the white powder. So all right, let's try that. That's something here I want to come up with some kind of plan for. Let's try some spray paint flicks. Oh, that's neato. All right. Okay, so we're gonna hold this up here, and then let's click on remove, and then we're gonna take the. Can we? Maybe not. Okay. Oh, yeah. Let's. Yeah, maybe not. All right. So I goofed here. Bummer. This is like when working in a few layers. I need to select the whole. This might be a smart way to do this. Let's see. Select. Okay. Interesting. All right, so it did seem to have. Oh, maybe that'll work. Let's see. All right. Yeah, it wants to give me a bunch of space in here. Okay, cool. It actually then reselected for me. I did not expect that. So, way to go, Procreate, with the win. Okay, cool. So I am going to now powder in that sugar and make it so. Too light. Okay, too big. Yeah, the majority of it is concentrated here. There we go. Yeah. I knew we were going to cover up so much of this texture that, I don't mind that it goes over that flow field. So you might be thinking, there's a lot of effort to put into that flow field. I know, but I want it to look dope, even if it's behind something. It's just how I like to do it. So. Okay, good. All right, and I'm doing some full strength spraying there, which is great. All right, I like this because, yeah, it means I still have some control. Oh, so that's nice. See how now the powder is in place firmly? Looking good, powder. Looking good. Okay, so this thing's still like full color, full everything in the space. We got to start to work on that so it feels like a little bit different, which I think will be fantastic. So, y'all, we have like one fantastic viewer who you just stick with us. You never say hello, but we still love you the same. If you want to, jump into the chat, do a little boop, 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 say hello, hello, hello. It's just nice, right? But we're still having fun. We're still doing a great thing here. I'm very excited. Back to layers, right? I love that I can just keep doing this like layer select. It's like I have this kind of endless stencil, which is really good. Now I want to start to think about how I want to shadow the whole bit. Okay. And yeah, I might want to shadow it in blue. Excuse me. Let's see. Oh, I got my Melaleuca. It's like my favorite texture of all time. Of all time. All right, and now since, I don't know if you can see, but since we made this blue and we put that powdered sugar stuff on top, it is just going to do great things for us in here. Ooh, that's a little intense. Nice. Yeah, it's important to get the shadow onto the sugar, because the sugar, like, that would kill it. That would make it look so fake and unnaturalistic. Right? Again, because this is not aesthetically real. It's stylized, but introducing natural light, natural elements is totally what we want to do. Excellent, excellent. So we got Pretzel Radio, y'all, in the house. We've been streaming with them this morning. I just connected it up to the channel, and that's been going really well. And we are drawing Sufganiyah, right? Some donuts. Oh, yeah. All right. Hopefully I didn't ruin the... Well, I might have to do it this way then. Let's see. All right. Okay, let's get that color. And then lighten it up somewhat. All right, we got the Melaleuca. Just painting in a little bit of that lighter color. I'm not using the stencil, actually. I'm just trying to be careful while I do it. And yeah, I painted over the jelly, I know. I'm going to fix that. Cool. I just wanted that to have a little bit of the cavernous feel. Let's go back to that history. There we go. Okay. Because now I can, like that. Yeah, and I just want that to feel like it's gonna be bitten into. Cool. All right, we're doing good on this. And with the computer though, it's like you can start to see like endless opportunities. Shade this, shade that. Go in every direction. Dope. Cool. All right. I like it. Do you guys like it? I hope so. It'd be nice. Let me know. All right. So I'm going to repaint that jelly on the bottom. We'll get to it. It'll be really nice. I'm going to deselect here now. And you can see this thing feels like it belongs here now. Much more so because of that lighting and shading. That's really, really great. All right. I'm focused now on this thing. Let's see. The donut, the jelly. Let's select it here. Let's get everyday round brush. Fix that part because we'll paint highlights in there. I don't need to see those. Okay. We're going to do this. We're going to automatic that guy, and then we're going to do invert. Okay. So what that means is that is going to be masked out and blocked, and I'm going to paint around it. Reason is going back to color history, brush, Luca. Right, we got jelly here. Got like a really nice amount of jelly. So I'll just add a little bit of shadow to the outside of the jelly, just so we can get a feel for it. Okay, I don't want to push too hard. Good. All right, and I know that looks like it's floating now. Yeah, that's all right. We're on to the next thing. We'll select it. We don't need to invert this time. Now we want to start to think about getting some good jelly colors. So here I'll use that. That's good. I like that. Like a dark purple. Yeah, we'll stick with some Mela. You know, I get that edge rounded out. I want this to really feel like it's the most awesome jelly in the world. Okay. Smaller brush. We'll create the highlight for it now. Ooh, the color emanating from there. Okay, get that closer to white. So see, all right, we're starting to just kind of get an overall jelly gloss feel to it, just so it feels like it's jelly, right? And we'll do other things to help really make it stand out and be like substantial, shiny, glossy, beautiful. You know that. All right, we can even here, y'all. Let's turn on some Flowfield. I mean, majorly huge. Let's turn the size down about half. Yep. There we go. And then I like to just, let's grab that color and pull it in here. All about them flow fields, friends. Let's grab that color and cut it down in here. Make it a little more opaque. There we go. Yeah, that's always fun. Like the cutback's always my favorite. Getting a little wild with these like rando. There we go. Just toning it down somewhat. It's just getting a little intense for me. I was like, you know, those brighter contrasts pull your eye away, and you don't want to do that. You want to just have it be that it, well, we're just suggesting a form here. Ooh, that purple's good. Let's get that. There we go. And, you know, sometimes I like to bring in colors that are like, you're like, why is that here? But then it starts to work. You know, you can do a lot of eye mixing. Make your folks who are viewing your art, you know, do some optical eye, mixing with the color. And make the suggestion, you know, that it's some great grape jelly. Cool. Oh man, look at that. That's a nice. It feels good, right? Yeah. Oh, it's got some good tunes here. I'll pump this up a little bit. Feeling the flow today. Feeling better. Just glad about that. Okay, let's work on this now. So I can grab a good base color. I'll just fix up the... Let's go a little darker on this, just feel a little better about that. Yep, okay. Cool. I mean, just the jelly shape is what we need. We're going to do the same thing like we did here. Very much the same. Okay. We like that purple. Well, let me, before we'll Melaleuca. All right, we want that highlight to be about there. go. I'm just keeping an eye on that other one. Just, you know, they look similar. I want them to feel like they're from the same that's the same jelly, right? That's what I'm hoping for. All right, and let's go up the scale the other way. Paint in. Really light. Great. Okay. Yep. Just about similar. So now we can start to add the flow strokes. Just helps with the texture. It's a very small piece of jelly, so we don't need to really go crazy. But just as long as the elements that we're trying to put forth are here, it just helps. And then we're going to add some other like shiny shine stuff, which will make it really fun. Okay. And then we'll do a Luca overall. Oh. Just going to go back to that dark color. There we go. Yeah. Just taming down what I did here. Cool. All right. Let's see here. This does feel like it's oh, it went a little too much. Just trying to see if I can reclaim that. Yeah, not bad. Okay. Invert. All right. I just want some of that blue. Luca. Okay. Right, and this side of the donut is the bitten side, right? The jelly side. Cool. That little burst of jelly. That's exactly what we wanted, right? Just to kind of pop out of the side there. So, yeah, y'all. Not bad, right? It's just a donut. It's just a donut. But this is working out good. Working out real good. All right, let's start to find my some of my special effects. I like my flare. Let's get that white. Okay. Let's make this. Way too big, but heart's in the right place. Good. Ooh, we got some shines and things. Oh, also, what is it that I also like to elements? Yeah, the smoke stuff looks good. Or smoke and flames. I was trying both. Let's see. Too much. Let's try the other one. I think the smoke is where it's at. Lower the opacity on it. Full. Cool. Nice. All right, so I got a little bit of smoke coming off of the donut too, which is interesting. Sweet. Nice and hot. That's what we love about this, what we got going on here. Yeah. All right, there's some like brighter edges around here I'd love to paint down. Let's see if I can find out. Oh, I don't want that brush. I want my Melaleuca. Okay, smaller. We can go a little bigger actually, because if I just cover this, it might blend better for me. As if it's coming out of it, right? I don't want to overdo it, right? See how it's a little too dark now. Yeah. Not totally satisfied with that. I'm trying to get that to blend a little bit better, but I'm really enjoying what we got going on here. I'll tell you what. All right, so we got also this Hanukkah menorah, which I was going to add as like as an element, but I wonder here, that might be a good project for another day. I've got some of my beautiful, beautiful bubbles here. Yeah, we're getting some bubbles. Oh yeah. Is this all flat? This is from my Rosh Hashanah. Yep, that's all flat. There we go. Gorgeous. Oh. All right. This is from a previous project. I was drawing bubbles on things a lot, and they're back. Bubbles are back. We'll paste that in. Oh, okay. I got my 2-layer maximum here, so yep, we're gonna flatten down, merge down. All right, now everything is 1 layer, so like I just really went for it, and everything's 1 layer. Whew. Oh boy, you feeling nervous? Sweet. Okay. All right, so there's my bubble that's here. I like having like a photorealistic element in here that just kind of helps the environment a little bit. I like it. Let's get some gold up in here. Flowfield. Okay. Carve that thing out a little bit more. Just add a little bit of more yellow intensity. I'm just trying to emphasize those things a little bit, slightly. Yeah, nice. Ooh, I like it. I bet I could probably do some fun highlights in here as well. Because you know, like, jelly be picking up all sorts of highlights. And yeah, doing all these little tiny things in here. I can even do like a little design. Doesn't matter. Jelly. Sweet. That's nice. That really helps pick up, like, you know, some real interesting kind of detail on there and everything. There's already a lot of soft, glowy kind of elements in there. Usually light, like, shows up really interestingly, like globulous way sometimes. I could also get like really intense pink and do the same thing, right? Just, you know, you grab those colors and you concentrate some of the things. You can create some fun light patterns that just are like, what? That's just crazy. Using this brush that has a little pressure in it, so it's like I could get some interesting kind of dips and moves and stuff. Woo! All right, y'all. This is looking good. Oh, I did want to, in here a little bit, just, I'll keep the same kind of Victor thing I'm using. Get a little yellower. Just some cutback into this shadow area somewhat. And I a lot of times, like, you know, I try to mimic what I'm seeing in life, but at the same time, I also like to make up patterns and have fun. And life's too short, y'all. Try not to do everything perfectly correct all the time. Darken that up. There's just an edge here that would appear. So let me get some of those. Oh, it stands out funky. Okay. Yeah. See how it just helps now look, give the bite, but man, that jelly's steaming. Whew. Love it. Ooh, y'all, this, I was not sure how this was going to go. This is working out nicely. All right, y'all, we're coming to the end here, so I am going to pull open some pink paint and get my everyday round brush, getting ready for a sign in here. Because, y'all, this has been wonderful. And I am Mike, Mishka, Moishka, Worth. Great. Don't forget the ma'am. Don't forget the ma'am. Boom. All right, y'all. This is a really great stopping point. So let's go back here. We're going to go to the video section. Let's just do a little time-lapse replay here of what we did today. So we created a Sufganiyah. So Sufganiyah is a jelly donut, essentially, but a really good one. Super rich, full of, it's kosher, and it's something that we eat on Hanukkah, right, culturally. They're real big in Israel. They're real big in places in the United States and in Europe that have big Jewish centers. But Yeah, if you can find one, get one. They are insanely good. And we built one here to situate it at night. You know, this is a wonderful cultural item that has a lot of power, a lot of history, ancestry, things like that. And oh, it's so good. So it's a really sensorial thing. So when you bite into it, I mean, you just like, it just takes you to another level. So I wanted to share that with y'all and put this thing together. So here we have Sufganiyah here at night. The wonderful, the most wonderful jelly donut. All right, friends. Thank you all so much for joining me today. This has been a nice comeback after being out for a little bit. So thank you all for sticking with me and learning, right? Learning with me. Hats to my one viewer who stays with me the whole time. You are the real MVP. I really appreciate you. You're doing wonderful things. It's just nice to see that number one always sitting there. And then the other folks who joined us today, maybe just curious, checking out what we're doing, but we're going to be back next week. All right. So friends, thank you so much. I'm Mike Worth, and yeah, thanks for painting with us. Jelly Donut, Sufganiyah. All right, friends.